hill with the fence and the beautiful children and everything. And I love that because they was a family. Nowadays, we don't have families. Everybody going against one another. Everybody hate. Everybody don't know how to forgive no more. But this is what a family should be about, being together. And I love that about Gail and Herbert. And I always sung this song. Inseparable.
Yeah.
That's what you are to her. Inseparable. He brought out the woman in you with your style of love. Inseparable. Yes, you are. You are incredible. For the rest of your years, you're incredible. You brought the woman to him with your style of love. Incredible. Yes, you are.
Somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. Anytime I would get in trouble, if you want to be somebody, if you want to go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. When my grades got low, if you want to be somebody, if you want to go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. Daddy, for a man that was so quiet, you used to give me the longest 10-hour speeches of my life. Lord, sometimes I would just go ahead and suggest a spanking, like, come on, can we just get it over with? I remember my mama coming into the door saying, Herb, she gotta go to sleep in the morning. She gotta go to school. And Daddy's voice, I gave her, she gonna have to learn. She gonna have to learn. But you were determined to have me to be a successful black woman in life. You were determined to have me to never depend on no man. Daddy, you have wanted the best for me since the very day you laid eyes on me and my mother. A lot of you all did not know that my dad was actually my stepfather. And the saying is true. When you feed them, they end up looking like you. Make it taste like yours. Daddy, you are so special to me. I was so lucky to have you as a father. There were many times while being out with family that random people would just look at you and literally repeat that you are an angel. No, for real, a real angel. That you had the sweetest aura about yourself. And they didn't lie. Daddy, you are an angel and you love the Lord. And just know that God was just lonely up there and needed you back home with him. I overheard my mother conversation the other day with someone about a movie called The Preacher's Wife. Y'all remember that movie with Whitney Houston? Dudley? What's his name? And it's so true, Daddy. You are our Dudley in such a sense. You rescued my mama when she had nobody. You came to our rescue because my mama prayed that prayer a long time ago. And Daddy, your work here is now done. So now you have to leave us and to prepare yourself to the table with God. I can just hear God saying, well done, my good and faithful servant. Daddy, how does it feel not to wear your glasses anymore? How does it feel to not have to check your blood every day because of your diabetes? How does it feel to be free? Daddy, don't worry about us. We just trying to get where you are. We are the ones in pain and in suffering. But for you, no more. You are my everything. The only thing that is keeping me together today is that your death had no pain. God just literally was just ready for you. And that's how I can smile today, knowing that you left with no pain. Daddy, help me be able to keep mama smiling like you did. With every breath in me, your daughter, Storm.
And I titled it Hall of Fame Dad. So in sports, we determine if an athlete is great by if they lived up to the hype. Michael Jordan making the game-winning shot, Tiger Woods making that putt, pumping his fist, or giving Tom Brady just too much time. The great ones always just find a way. I look at a father figure in the same light. Did you live up to the hype of being a father? Did you show up for your children? Did you treat your wife with the utmost respect? Did you make things happen for your family when they weren't even aware you were making things happen? Let me be clear for Duncan's sake, he lived up to the hype of being a father. My dad and I used to watch a popular show called Atlanta, and there's an episode where they talk about Hall of Fame dads of the world, the Jackson's daddies, Serena Williams' daddy, and they used to crack up Pop. And when the great ones retire from their duties, they go to the Hall of Fame. And today my father will receive his golden jacket. My father dominated in being consistent. He was an all-time leader for showing up and being present. And he had a fan base, but boy, Galen Duncan was his #1 fan. Today is truly a day of celebration. My father's job is complete, and today he has received his Hall of Fame status as one of the greatest dads that has ever walked this earth. Thank you.
My dad definitely wasn't one to be in a long service, so I ain't gonna be long. But more than anything, I've never been extremely close to family outside of the immediate, and through this entire process, I want to give a huge thank you to my family.
Yes.
My grandmother passed September 23rd, 2021. My dad passed September 22nd, 2023. 2 years ago, I tried to sing at my grandmother's funeral. It didn't go too well. So I ain't gonna try to sing today. But when my grandmother passed, I had a little bit of me felt empty because I feel like we weren't super close, so I feel like I was missing out on things. So I went to the Lord and I prayed every day. And somehow I told my mom about 3 weeks ago, after my grandmother's passing, I feel closer to her now than I did when she was on earth. Because I feel her spirit around me everywhere I go. Every time I take a stage, every time I do anything, I've had her with me. And I can truly say now, I got my dad too. Right next to me. My folks moved to Florida. Me and my sister, we still live in South Carolina, so there were a lot of times where my dad couldn't come to things. Now my dad is there everywhere. On the other side is where we all want to get to. So where we all should plan to go. That side, like Crystal said, you don't got to worry about shooting yourself up with diabetes medicine. You don't got to worry about your eyesight because you can see clearly. Dressed in white, pure. My dad will always be a Hall of Fame dad. My dad will always be here because he lives within our hearts. God bless y'all. Thank y'all so much.
I am indeed a queen, and you made me see just how good of a king you were to me. The only man that could ever look into my eyes and weep with me, understand me, love me, Lord knows, cater to her, respect me, honor me, treasure me, but most of all, to free me. My world was cloudy, dark, and sad, and you picked me up at Santa Fe with a strong ankle and carried me to the calm the very first day you met me. And you continued to carry me until September 22nd when God said, Lay your labor down and rest. Job well done. I come to crown my very best. You left me, honey, with 3 beautiful, intelligent, and successful children, and all 3 were your best friends. You carried them to the stores, to the restaurants, to the hospital, to church, to doctor's appointments, to football games, to schools, and graduations too. The most peaceful father we ever knew. Your job is done. Peace, be still. Your shoes could never be refilled. You left your kids to slip and slide in your shoes every now and then to keep the Herb Duncan's legacy straight, but not to stay in them too long, for goodness sake. They are now grown, and those shoes that they slip in is only to listen to your peaceful words and advice to make their world a little easier and nice. They must grab their own shoes to wear and begin their own legacy for the rest of the family. Thank you, honey, for showing me what most women would never get to see, and that's how to treat me like a lady. It was so easy for you to be a proud king that carried his queen from college days to the end of your earthly duties. And now it's time for me to give you all the praise until I see you in the seat you decorated for me upstairs. I'll always be in peace. And because I know that you love me too much to leave me, you left your heart right here on earth with me. Thank you, King, for saving my life and granting me, making me free. Her King, peace. Thank you.
Being the wedding of Gayla and Herbert. I was 5 years of age. And I would always see their bright smile when they entered church. I knew that my dad would call Herb up to sing the solo. If he ever wanted to hear a song, it was My Soul Has Been Anchored.
Yes.
Herb was a gentle giant, and a man of integrity, a man of love. Gave a little bright smile, always lit up the room. Anytime they came in church, I don't care if I was on drums, if I was on organ, I would get up and go hug them because of the love that they displayed over the years. Even now, I've come to find myself giving Gayla phone calls. Herb, I'm sorry, I need to speak to Gayla. I need to vent a little. I need to share what's going on. And she's been right there. I'm not one to sing. I've never been one to sing. I'll leave that up to the singers here. But I invited a special friend of mine, Michael Holloway, to sing. Herb had a couple favorite artists. One was Marvin Winans, and one was Donnie McClurkin. And so I asked Michael Holloway to do a tribute for myself on behalf of myself and Richard's funeral service. We would like to say thank you. Michael Holloway.
I'm gonna do it this way. Song puts it this way. God is the joy and the strength of my life. He moves all pain, misery, and strife. Someone says, He promised to keep me, never to leave me, never ever come short of His word. I got too fast and pray, stay in the narrow way. He keeps my life clean every day. If your hands with me, say, I wanna go with Him when He comes back. I've come too far and I'll never turn back. God, oh yeah.
Y'all just go with it. Y'all won't know it. The question is, will I ever leave you? The answer is no, 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 no. Let me hear you say no. No. Wave your hand and say, the question is, will I ever leave you? The answer is no. You've done all you can. Seems like it's never enough. What do you say when your friends turn away? Look at and say, and you're all alone. What do you get when you give in your all? And it seems you can't make it through. Well, you just stand and watch the Lord see you through. You just stand, watch Him see you through. Say, after you've done all you can, you just stand. Tell me, how do you handle the guilt of your past? Tell me, how do you deal with the shame? And how can you smile when your heart has been broken and filled with pain, filled with pain? What do you do when you give in your all? And it seems you can't make it through. Well, you just stand when there's nothing left to do. You just stand, watch the Lord see you through. After you've done all you can. I need a worship in the room that'll say, after you've done all you. Can you stand all over the room and help me say it? After you've done all you can. In the book of Revelations, which signifies it doesn't matter which position you're in, the front or the back, but as long as you're together. There are some lessons that could be learned from the relationship that was displayed by Herbert, Duncan, and Gayla. He was guilty of being a good husband. I was sitting in the center seat a second ago, and up until the moment Crystal made mention that her father was not her biological father, I had no clue. Because I would have been the person in the store that would have said, girl, you look just like your dad. He was a father not only to his daughter, but he was a father to his children. He loved them. And those 10-hour talks was not because he didn't care for you, but they were because he loved you and he would lay down his life for his children. He was found guilty. And it was only after who he wanted him to be. He wanted him to be a child of God. Let me tell you the story. So as John the Revelator was on the Isle of Patmos, the Bible said that he heard a voice from the Lord. He said the voice sounded as if it was a trumpet. Galen's voice is loud, but it's not loud enough. I know she gonna get me after the service. Y'all know she gonna get me after the service. The good thing is she ain't give me nothing. I've been to football games with her, and when the boys played at Woodmont High School, and the band could be playing, the cheerleaders could be yelling, and everybody could be rowdy, and the one voice you was gonna hear, with that jar full of rocks or whatever she had in it, shaking. My dad is standing right there beside her, and right beside her. I didn't know what my dad was saying because his mouth was just moving. The only voice you could hear was Caleb shaking. Her voice is loud, but the text said that John said, I heard a voice that sounded as a trumpet speaking to me, and it said, John, come up. What I want to share with you today is that we all going to hear the voice one day. But as we hear the voice, and I'm rushing to my seat because we've been here too long anyway, but as we hear the voice, the question is, will we be ready to answer the voice? The good news, boys, is that your daddy was ready. He wasn't ready because he was a member of the church. He wasn't ready because he was a Baptist or a Methodist or Pentecostal. He was ready